What does the original text say? The Jews say it is mistranslated. Psalm 22:16, which the Hebrew text states refers to lions. In itself, with this psalm, there are some little issues because this is a super prophetic psalm regarding Judah Messiah, and that is why the Jews changed it with vowel points, and some even consider changing a couple of words. That is why this entire psalm is a bit different in the Septuagint. Psalm 22:16, dogs have surrounded me, a band of evildoers has encircled me, they pierced my hands and my feet. Where it says Torah, in reality, in Hebrew, it would mean made holes in my hands and my feet, because they surrounded me like dogs. In the scripture for lion, there are 4 Hebrew words. It depends on whether the lion is a cub, young, adult, or old. There is a different word for each. One of those words is Levi, and here appears calves. Calves can be seen as lions. This can be connected to Rome, which was the one that surrounded Mashiach to kill him, but Kalev or Kalev is dog, so calves can be seen as dogs. Dogs surrounded me, or they surrounded me like lions. There lies the detail, and in itself, both are true, because they were surrounded by unbelieving Romans, who also behave like dogs in various ways, but being Romans, whose angel is Samael, the lion that walks around roaring, seeking whom to devour, they would also be like lions. The first part, when it says they pierced my hands and my feet, can be seen as coming from the verb kara, but conjugated it says kari, yada, beragle. They made holes from kara in my hands and my feet, which makes sense and was fulfilled with Mashiach. But the Jews see this verse and translate this other part as kari, implying like a lion, because just as Levi is one of the terms used for lion, Ari is another of the terms used for lion. Then the Jews say that what is being said there is, like a lion, my hands and my feet, instead of saying, they made holes in my hands and my feet. Now, as a lion, my hands and my feet don't really make much sense in the context, but seeing it this way, as a lion, my hands and my feet, it would be true, implying that one could see, if one wanted to interpret it, that Yahushua would come as the Lion of Judah in the beginning and in the end, his hands and his feet to do the work and bring the good news as the Lion of Judah. And let us remember that in Genesis 49, when Yehuda speaks to Yehuda, he tells him that he is a lion. There he uses Ari, so there would be a connection if that is the case. And in reality, because of how Hebrew works, the Jews added vowel points to cement an interpretation. But as you can hear me explain this verse, it can be seen in both ways, because in the same word it can be seen as lion, or it can be seen as having made holes, or torn, as the other translation puts it. And yes, in Genesis 49, it uses both, Ari and Levi, which were the 2 I also mentioned earlier. But regarding Levi, 1 letter is missing. So, in reality, even though it can be seen there, I would say, because dogs surrounded me, a congregation of evil ones, they encircled me, they pierced my hands and my feet, which, as I said, makes more sense, and is the prophecy that was fulfilled. But I understand why the Jews, to reject Messiah, say that it says like a lion, because in Hebrew, you can see the word like a lion. And seeing it this way, possibly, it would connect with Genesis 49, when Yahushua speaks of the Lion of Judah, who would come from Judah and be killed and resurrected, as can also be seen in Genesis 49 verse 9. On the other hand, the Septuagint says, for nations have surrounded me, evil bands have encircled me, they pierced my hands and my feet. The Septuagint translates it as they pierced, bored, and pierced my hands and my feet, and the Septuagint was before the Masoretic. So even if the Masoretes were to say, which is what they would be saying right now, that it says lion, those of the Septuagint, who were Hebrews, and Auden, who spoke Hebrew and Greek, translated it into Greek and wrote it as it was, they pierced, bored, so we see that the prophecy alluded to Judah the Messiah.